Chipping is going to be easy after you've finished watching this video. I believe if you can master the 3 shots that I'm going to show you in today's video, you'll be able to get around any golf course in the world. We're going to go from the beginner shot through to the intermediate and then on into the more advanced. And then stay tuned to the end as well, because I'm going to give you a little extra top tip that is going to help you tie all these 3 things together. I'm Matt Fryer, stay tuned, remember to subscribe as well, click that link and I'm going to get you better at golf. Let's take a look at our beginner shot that you need to do to make chipping easy. So when we're out on the golf course, we can waste hundreds of shots over the course of a season by not getting our chips as close as they could be. I'm not saying that you have to get one every single time that is stone dead, but what we don't want is the ones where we're duffing it, thinning it, and just making a waste of the shot that would be potentially quite easy if we knew how to play it. And the first one, if you're new to the game, I want you to master this one. Even if you are an advanced player, this is a shot that sometimes actually gets forgotten about, and that is the little bump and run shot. I'm going to tell you how to play it and when to play it. So firstly, when would we play it? Well, as we look up here now, we've literally just fallen short of the green. Now, you could opt for a putter in this circumstance, and if you're someone who is very uncomfortable when chipping, it might be that a putter is a better option for you. But on this shot here, all we've got is a little bit of fringe grass. I've got 4 or 5 paces until I actually get up onto the green that is slightly raised from where the turf is here. So I've not got much of an obstacle, because from there then, all I'm doing is running out towards the flag in the distance. So I don't need to try and throw it all the way. What I want to try and do is get it running like that putt if I would have opted for a putter. So what I'm going to do to play this shot is go for a less lofted golf club. I'm going to go for a 7, you might want to use an 8, you might want to use a 6 iron, one of your mid irons. And then from there, how do we play it? If you just wander around here for me, it's really simple, and for each of these shots that I demonstrate, there'll be 2 or 3 points that if you can just either jot them down in a notebook or write them on your phone or just keep them up in your locker there, they're going to help you play these. And that first point that we need to do is all about our setup. Number 1, the ball position. When I actually stand to this golf ball, I'm not going to play it like I would do a normal 7 iron and have it more towards the lead side of my stance. I'm actually going to play it just inside the back of my back foot here. So the ball is just in line with the insole of my back foot. Then I'm going to make a narrow stance about a club width apart, and I'm going to lean about 70% of my weight towards the target. From there then, I'm going to grip down the golf club. It's going to go towards the bottom because I'm actually stood a little bit closer to it. I've not adopted a full setup, I've gone closer, so I'm going to go down the grip. From there then, once I've got my setup looking something like this, where that ball's in line with the back foot, my weight's leant forwards a little bit and I'm gripped down, all I want to try and do is just rock the golf club like I would do when I would use my putter. So it'd be a bit of a putting motion as I go through. All I need to do then from there is understand how far this ball's going to fly. Because I've got a less lofted golf club, it's not going up in the air. It's going to come out very flat and it's going to spend the majority of its time running. So for me, I try to think of it as 30% flight and 70% run. So for me here now, I've got a little bit of an upslope onto the green. All I want to do is just get it up over that, about 30% of the way, then let it run out towards my target. So I adopt those couple of principles: ball towards the back, I grip down, weight forwards, rock it like a putter, and then I'm just picking a landing spot in front of me about 30% out. And from there then, if I'm able to execute this shot, I've hit that a little bit too firm and it's just gone a little bit too by. But from there though, that is where I need to practice a little bit more and get my touch in. But the good thing with that one, I'm actually only just off the edge of the green and I've got about a 15-foot putt. If I duff it, if I thin it, even with this one, I'm probably going to actually result in a pretty decent shot. So that would be your beginner shot, the bump and run. You can probably adopt that anywhere around the green. You might have to play a little bit away from the flag, but it's going to be one that is going to get you out of a lot of trouble. Let's move into the intermediate shot and see what you need to do there. The intermediate shot. This is one, once you've got comfortable with that beginner bump and run shot, you want to add into your arsenal, because what we're going to face out on the golf course is situations like this where we might have a bunker, we might have more of a little bit of a grassy knoll that we've got to get up to, and as we walk up onto the green, we've got something that we've got to try and get over. But what we can see here is that I've got quite a bit of green once I get over the obstacle. So it's almost a 50-50 shot now, where I need to take that initial obstacle out of the shot, but then I can let the ball run again a little bit like a putt. So the first thing that we need to do, what club are we going to play it with? Well, we're going to go for one of our more lofted golf clubs, and for me, I like to play it with my sand wedge, my 56 degree. It might be a 54, it might be an S wedge for you, but your sort of middle wedge, I would call it, that you're going to play this shot with. From there then, well, what do we do? Well, what we don't need to be doing is trying to actually help the golf ball up, which is where I would see a lot of problems coming for a lot of amateurs out there. You would get scared by what's in front of you and think, oh, I need to try and get this ball up over it. And that's where the problems come in. We've selected the loft to get the elevation over this obstacle in the way. We've got to let the loft do the job. We just need to apply the appropriate technique. And if you have a little wander around here for me, again, a couple of little points that you can just adopt into your locker or write down. And generally these are all ball position and then body setup and how we swing it. Unlike the ball position for the bump and run, where I want to keep it low, I'm going to place this ball pretty much central in my stance now. I've got that small setup. We can see that the ball's right below my zipper here, so it's in the middle of my stance. I'm going to grip in the middle of the golf club this time, and again I'm going to lean a little bit more weight towards that target. So I'm going about 70% of my weight here. Because I've got a little bit more loft now, what I will do is make a slightly longer golf swing. So we saw a bump and run where it was like a putter swing. This intermediate little pitch chip would be one where my wrists are actually breaking a little bit, and then I swing a little bit longer and I target as I go through. I'm not heads down playing my bump and run shot. I've got ball in the middle, weight towards the front, a little bit longer, and just turn it. And like I said a moment ago, let the loft do the work. Don't try and help it up over that bunker. Ball in the middle, weight in, grip in the middle of the golf club, a slightly longer swing with a hinge and a turn. And as we see there, it pops out and releases down towards the flag. And that is how we're doing it. We don't get much of a divot. It wasn't a really quick swing. It was a nice rhythmical motion. I let the loft of the golf club do the work, and that is going to take care of my elevation and let it run. Like I said a moment ago, 50-50 I would call this shot. Look for a point on the green that you're going to land it 50% of the way over that obstacle, and then let it run the next 50. Let's go and take a look at the advanced shot that is going to help you get around any golf course. If you're enjoying this video, remember, hit subscribe down below. I want you to get better at golfing. You're going to do it with your free lessons. Now the advanced shot. This is one, as we look at this scenario, I've got quite a lot of dead ground here. There's quite a big undulation that I've got to get up over. Then as we come down, I've not got much space as I get onto the green. I've only got 5 or 6 paces once I actually get on there. So it's one that requires the ball to get up quickly to get over the undulation, but it also requires the ball to stop quickly so it's not going racing by the flag. So that bump and run shot or that little pitch shot that we just saw in the intermediate one isn't going to suffice here, because they'll both go racing and they'll probably get caught up with this intermediate slope here. So what we need to do here to play this advanced shot, we need to select our most lofted club, and for me that is a 60-degree wedge. The reason for that, like I say, I want it to go up quickly and I don't want loads of distance out of it. From there then a couple of points, again all related to that body setup, that ball position and how I'm going to swing this. we saw that we've moved the ball up towards the front foot throughout the first 2 shots. We started with it in the back, we got to middle. What I now want to do with this shot, I want to try and place that ball a little bit more in front of centre, so we have the middle of my body, and I want to place that ball a little bit further in front of it. From there then I'm going to adopt a slightly wider stance because I'm going to be making a little bit of a longer swing and a quicker swing, so I need a stable platform to support that. From there then, I'm going to again lean about 60% of my weight towards my target. And one other little tip, if you get really good at this, if you come here, there's your normal address position with the club. If you want to add more loft, you can twist the club before you grip it, and then you would just alter your aim so the middle of the face is looking at your target. But as you start out, maybe just start with the club in a normal position as we go through. So we've got the ball just in front, we've got that weight towards the lead side with a slightly wider stance. Again, I would go down about an inch on the club. From there then, because I've got a lot of loft and the ball's going to go straight up, I need a slightly longer swing with a little bit of speed, because that ball's going to, the club is going to slide under the golf ball and shoot it up into the sky as we go through. So it takes commitment, this one, to be able to swing it quite a length when you're so close towards the hole, but practice is going to help with that. So slightly wider, 60%, ball just in front of centre, a little bit longer, let the club slide, and then from there it pops out. And even there I've probably played that a little bit too cute because I was trying to get the elevation, but we see that it went quite high up in the air and didn't really get onto that green too far as we've gone through it. So 3 shots there, and my little secret tip at the end there, check what wedge setup you've got to make sure you've got the correct wedges. Make sure you've not got 2 that are a 56 and a 54. Make sure that you've got maybe a 50, a 56 and a 60, see some gaps, and then go and spend some time practicing it. Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus didn't all get amazing around the greens by just turning up and trying it in their rounds of golf. They went to the practice ground and they went and tried each shot. Start with the beginner one, work your way round, play each one from different spots on the green, and you'll start to see that your short game gets really sharp. Guys, chipping will become easier once you get comfortable with those 3 shots, and your scores will come crashing down. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember, hit the subscribe button if you have, and I'll see you in your next lesson.